faithfully delivering value, exploring great books worldwide. Hi, this is Sally's Book Club. Today we're exploring the book Rust, Humanity's Longest War. Let's break down the term. Rust, oxidation, and corrosion, chemical erosion. Exactly. This book dives deep into rust. After our discussion, I guarantee your perspective will transform. When discussing rust, you might not give it much thought. But truthfully, since the Neolithic age, rust has plagued humanity. This relentless adversary has tormented us for millennia. Even as we speak, corrosion eats away at cars, planes, bridges, homes, even the Statue of Liberty. Dubbed the ultimate destroyer, scientists call it humanity's most formidable foe. Hear these stories and you'll understand this isn't exaggeration. Author Jonathan Waldman, an investigative journalist and sailing enthusiast, in 2007, his newly purchased sailboat faced constant breakdowns, overheating engines, failing instruments, pure frustration. The 30-year-old vessel became a rusting relic. Waldman joked, "Owning a boat is like taking cold showers fully clothed while burning cash." This ordeal revealed rust's underestimated global impact. Thus began Waldman's 9-year corrosion odyssey across America, from steel mills to food plants, pipelines to Arctic oil infrastructure. In Alaska's permafrost, he found pipelines nearly becoming giant rustacles. Undercover at a can manufacturer, he exposed toxic lining chemicals. Shockingly, the U.S. Navy's greatest threat isn't foreign powers, it's rust. Chronic corrosion forced Pentagon to establish anti-rust divisions. Here's the kicker. America's $400 billion annual corrosion cost surpasses all natural disasters combined. Through these astonishing revelations, the book exposes corrosion's hidden world, unknown to most. Winner of the 2016 Colorado Book Award and named Wall Street Journal's Book of the Year, endorsed by Han Enhu, chairman of the World Corrosion Organization. Chinese edition features foreword by academician K. Wei, with Guak.com's Ji Shisan praising its accidental chemistry beauty. This 300,000-word work will be explored through 3 sections, from corrosion principles to its dangers, then humanity's anti-rust efforts across industries. First, let's examine corrosion's assault on New York's Statue of Liberty. Here's the fascinating backstory. Liberty's corrosion was discovered accidentally during a banner protest climb. In May 1980, protesters scaling the statue found its surface covered with pockmarks. Though the protest ended quickly, subsequent engineering inspections revealed shocking damage. Half the steel framework had rusted, with 1/3 of 10,000 structural rivets compromised. The robe's framework resembled beaver gnawed wood, the tablet crumbling, crown deteriorating. The torch arm posed greatest danger, barely attached. Thus began America's most symbolic anti-corrosion campaign. A foundation raised $300 million, equivalent to $1.4 billion today. Over 30 contractors collaborated, with major corporations providing technical support. Even NASA contributed expertise to the restoration. Completed in 1986 for the statue's centennial, the National Association of Corrosion Engineers installed a commemorative plaque marking this corrosion victory. Ironically, the plaque itself turned green within a year, requiring protective coating. Fortunately, the Statue of Liberty hasn't rusted since. Why did corrosion nearly topple Lady Liberty? This leads us to the book's first major section, Corrosion Basics. Nearly all metals undergo oxidation. Corrosion manifests through color changes. Calcium whitens, copper greens, iron's iconic reddish rust literally colors Martian soil. Earth's Grand Canyon cliffs and Mexican tiles showcase iron's artistic corrosion. Atmospheric oxygen acts as chief corrosion culprit, reacting with most metals. Oxygen atoms steal metal electrons, forming brittle oxides, corrosion's core mechanism. These new oxides lose metallic strength, becoming fragile and porous. Metaphorically speaking, corrosion is oxygen's relentless gnawing at metals. Humid environments with salt water or acids accelerate this destructive process. Since 1675, Robert Boyle observed corrosive micropores allowing deeper oxygen penetration. This creates domino-like chain reactions of continuous deterioration. Metals vary in corrosion resistance. Tight electron bonds deter oxygen theft. Such metals earn noble status for their chemical inertia. Gold and platinum's nobility explains their high value. Electronegativity quantifies this metallic nobility. Magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron have low electronegativity. Gold, silver, copper rank higher. Lower electronegativity means higher reactivity. Higher values indicate corrosion resistance. Exception: aluminum or chromium form protective oxide layers despite reactivity. Thus, aluminum, though reactive, resists corrosion better than iron. Let's revisit the tragic tale of Lady Liberty's corrosion. Constructed primarily from iron and copper, this 1876 Franco-American gift commemorated U.S. independence centennial. Designed by sculptor Bartholdi and engineer Eiffel, of tower fame, using 270,000 pounds iron framework and 160,000 pounds copper cladding. This design harbored catastrophic risk. Galvanic corrosion powers batteries through electron transfer. When dissimilar metals contact, active metal surrenders electrons to noble metal, generating current. Named after Luigi Galvani, who discovered this electrochemical phenomenon. Direct iron-copper contact in the statue triggered destructive galvanic corrosion. Did Eiffel overlook this risk? Actually, he used asbestos insulation between metals, cutting-edge technology then. Post-188-6 installation brought neglect. No maintenance protocol established. In 1911, well-meaning but misguided paint application trapped moisture. Subsequent decades saw aluminum paint and enamel layers sealing moisture between metals. This moisture enabled iron's electrons to flee to copper, recreating direct contact. Lady Liberty essentially became giant battery, accelerating her own decay, but corrosion's devastation extends far beyond statues. Part 2 reveals why corrosion deserves ultimate destroyer title. How does corrosion impact daily life? Consider hard water. Hard water's calcium or magnesium ions result from corrosion inhibitors. Water utilities add alkaline substances to protect pipes from rust. This necessary compromise affects water quality while preserving infrastructure. Yet this is just one of corrosion's countless daily nuisances. Take dining. Using iron cookware means ingesting rust particles unknowingly. Hence, stainless steel utensils. Iron woks require thorough drying and oil coating to prevent rust. Denture wearers need expensive noble metals to prevent oral corrosion, ruining meals. Household appliances. Copper wires need insulation. Bulbs exclude oxygen. Poor washer drums stain clothes with rust. Rusted water heater components can explode through roofs under pressure. Beyond homes, corrosion's impact becomes glaringly obvious. All transportation suffers. Corrosion eats brake lines, frames, bearings, even hood latches. Mazda, Honda, Ford each recalled nearly 1 million vehicles due to rust-related failures. Marine corrosion proves catastrophic, from Waldman's sailboat to naval fleets. At San Francisco's Reserve Fleet, decaying ships shed 21 or more tons of toxic metal into the bay, challenging naval researchers. Aviation too battles omnipresent corrosion. Both military jets and commercial planes have crashed from corrosion. Bridges worldwide equally suffer corrosion's onslaught. Bridge engineers combat corrosion through material selection, climate adaptation, even pigeon droppings management. 21 northern U.S. states rely on road salt for winter traffic safety. 1990 saw $500 million spent nationally on de-icing salt. Salt's chlorine rivals oxygen in reactivity, persistently attacking bridge steel. This corrosion reaction makes bridge maintenance costs skyrocket, becoming transportation departments' biggest expense. Road salt expenses pale in comparison. Now, at national level, every sector battles corrosion threats. Pennsylvania's Bethlehem Steel was once world's second largest steelmaker. After 1995 industry crisis, its abandoned mills became rust-covered castles. Waldman risked exploring these ruins with photographer Sook seeking beauty in decay. Though hauntingly beautiful, collapsing ladders and falling pipes posed life-threatening dangers. Even finance, insurance industries combat rust in server rooms with dehumidifiers and nitrogen. Nuclear plant corrosion nearly caused reactor meltdowns, claiming lives. Cold War corrosion even turned nuclear warheads into duds. Space exploration faces cosmic corrosion. Oxygen atoms challenge NASA engineers. Corrosion's slow creep escapes public attention yet causes massive economic damage. U.S. annual corrosion cost $437 billion, exceeding combined natural disasters and Sweden's GDP. Academic K. Wei warns China. Infrastructure corrosion crisis follows construction booms. This urgency drives his Chinese edition recommendation. Waldman tells Chinese readers, global communities face identical threats. America's rust battles mirror current or future Chinese struggles. Humanity's war against corrosion continues relentlessly. Part 3 reveals cross-industry strategies to win this endless war. To defeat corrosion, we must prevent it at the source, not just treat existing rust. Humanity's first anti-corrosion strategy, creating rust-resistant alloys. Speaking of which, you're probably thinking of stainless steel, that corrosion-resistant wonder metal used everywhere. Let's explore stainless steel's origin story. Harry Brearley, stainless steel's father, discovered it through romantic serendipity. In 1912, Harry researched steelmaking at Firth Brown Laboratories in England. As an emerging steel expert, he tackled rifle barrel corrosion issues. His experience suggested chromium content adjustments might help. After year-long failed experiments, Harry tried new electric furnace technology. One evening, rushing to a date, Harry accidentally left samples in water overnight. Next morning, water-soaked samples remained miraculously rust-free. Acid tests and microscopic analysis showed unprecedented corrosion resistance. Harry excitedly proposed using this metal for cutlery. Traditional carbon steel rusted, silver tarnished and was expensive, but manufacturers rejected his chromium steel, too soft for sharp edges, mocked as creating knives that couldn't cut. Undeterred, Harry persisted in promoting his alloy for cutlery. For a year, he relentlessly submitted samples to manufacturers. Finally, one manager agreed, we'll test it. The rust was considered inevitable. Stainless steel as mythical as egg-laying roosters. Skeptical manager ordered rigorous testing before believing. Manager Stewart collaborated with Harry to create first stainless knives. The name stainless steel originated from Stewart's branding. Initially used for cutlery, then expanded to bearings, pistons, valves. Today it's omnipresent in modern life. Modern 304 stainless steel isn't Harry's original formula, but improved by Firth's successor, William Hatfield. At least 10 predecessors, including Faraday, had similar discoveries a century earlier. Iris's persistence earned him the stainless steel inventor title through practical application. Another unsung hero in corrosion resistance deserves recognition. Lighter than stainless steel and adopted earlier, aluminum. This hero is aluminum. Aluminum's surface oxide layer prevents deeper corrosion despite reactivity. Aluminum cans dominate packaging due to lightweight safety over glass. But acidic drinks, pH less than 3, accelerate corrosion through phosphates and salts. Solution: apply organic epoxy coatings. Second anti-corrosion strategy. Epoxy resin coatings measure mere microns, but prevent 3-day can perforation. Without coating, cola would corrode aluminum cans within 72 hours. Coating thickness varies like weatherproof clothing, windbreakers to parkas. Additives enhance coating performance, plasticizers, stabilizers, pigments. Bisphenol A, BPA strengthens epoxy but raises health concerns. Industry standard revelation. Industry insiders confirm 80% cans use BPA-containing epoxy. Trace amounts enter human bodies, with studies suggesting BPA may disrupt endocrine systems. The American Chemistry Council disputes these claims as lacking scientific validity. This debate remains scientifically inconclusive. Good news, BPA-free can linings exist, though adoption remains limited. Third, anti-corrosion method. Sacrificial anodes using battery principles. Zinc frequently becomes the sacrificial metal. It's more reactive than iron. When zinc contacts iron via direct touch or wire, they form electrochemical cell. Recall galvanic corrosion from Lady Liberty's copper-iron interaction? For iron-copper pairs, iron anode corrodes to protect copper cathode. With zinc-iron pairs, zinc sacrifices itself as anode to protect iron. And so, in human environments, zinc oxidizes preferentially, shielding underlying iron. Many bridges use protective coatings against corrosion, similar to can linings but with different formulations and thickness. American Galvanizers Association data. Coatings last 1 year in humid garages versus galvanized steel's lifetime cost being 50 to 66% lower. Hence, AGA strongly recommends galvanization for bridges and structures. Case study: Indiana's Castleton Bridge, 1970, galvanized north versus painted south. By 2012, painted side required triple maintenance costs versus original construction. Galvanized side maintains 60-plus year service life projection. Zinc sacrificial protection extends to steel, copper, lead, and more. Hence, AGA's motto, "The road to heaven is paved with zinc." For maximum protection, combine galvanizing with coatings. Hybrid approach. This way, even if coating gets scratched or galvanization damaged, the steel won't corrode. This hybrid approach can double expected structural lifespans. San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge's main cables use this composite technology. Finally, let's examine Alaska Pipeline's corrosion warfare using Method 4. Smart robots. The Trans-Alaska Pipeline connects northern oil fields to southern ports. Its arch nemesis, relentless corrosion. Original coatings proved inadequate for Arctic conditions. Prudhoe Bay oil production declines 5% annually, reducing pipeline flow to 25% capacity. At 2015 flow rates, 9-day winter shutdown would freeze pipeline solid. Hence, smart pigs pipeline inspection robots became essential. Two types: cleaning pigs, scrape paraffin buildup, followed by smart pigs with 112 magnetic probes. Arctic temperatures cause paraffin accumulation resembling arterial plaque. Cleaning pigs act as giant rubber squeegees, removing deposits. Smart pigs use magnetic flux leakage detection to identify weaknesses. Engineers analyze data to address corrosion risks preemptively. Zero corrosion-related leaks since 1977 operation. A 45-year record. Credit goes to these robotic sentinels. These 4 methods represent humanity's accumulated anti-corrosion wisdom. Yet, these efforts remain insufficient against our immense challenges. Reportedly, North-South U.S. corrosion management differs significantly. Northerners obsessively repaint over rust. Southerners frantically scrub existing corrosion. Both approaches miss the core issue, according to the author. Quoting Chief Corrosion Officer Dan Dunmeyer, "Prevention beats cure." Academician K. Way's State Council report warns, corrosion prevention requires cross-sector collaboration often neglected. Industrial societies demand comprehensive corrosion control for infrastructure integrity. National negligence leads to catastrophic economic consequences. Ultimately, societal vigilance forms the best anti-corrosion strategy. Let's recap the book's corrosion insights. 1. Corrosion stems from metal-oxygen electron exchange. Affects nearly all metals. Noble metals like gold resist corrosion. Iron, copper degrade through oxidation. 2. Corrosion impacts transportation, factories, nuke plants, even space equipment. National economies bleed billions from unchecked corrosion. Solutions: stainless alloys, environmental control, zinc coatings, smart pipeline pigs. Robotic inspection nips pipeline corrosion in the bud. A century ago, corrosion was deemed divine will. People accepted metal decay as inevitable fate. Now automakers offer 10-year paint warranties. DoD's corrosion office saved billions military-wide. Humanity's millennia-long journey from fatalism to scientific mastery. Jonathan's 9-year odyssey unveils corrosion's hidden world. Well, here's his concluding truth: nothing lasts forever. He frames anti corrosion as perpetual warfare requiring scientific rigor and proactive measures. Jonathan urges us to engage with public infrastructure issues through data driven awareness, not just gut feelings. This work offers fresh perspective on humanity's quest to achieve harmony with natural processes through technology. All right, Rust, humanity's longest war. That wraps up our exploration. Find show notes below and join us next time for another literary journey.